Along with global geopolitics and the most important news of the past 24 hours, today we will discuss the major call between Trump and Xi Jinping, the new casualty figures in the Ukraine-Russia war, and the growing threat of a global nuclear arms race. In the United States and China, the biggest news of the past 24 hours is the detailed phone call between President Donald Trump and Chinese President Xi Jinping. Trump stated on social media that he discussed with Xi Jinping how to diplomatically and economically isolate Iran. Trump wants Beijing to further reduce its oil purchases from Tehran in order to apply maximum pressure on Iran. In addition, the two leaders also discussed trade tariffs in Taiwan. Trump shared his plan to visit Beijing in April, although Chinese media has not yet confirmed this visit. Meanwhile, the whole world is watching the negotiations set to take place in Oman tomorrow, where Qatar and Egypt have presented a step-by-step framework in which, in exchange for easing sanctions, Iran would agree to freeze its nuclear program. In Ukraine's President Volodymyr Zelensky made a heartbreaking revelation, stating that so far 55,000 Ukrainian soldiers have lost their lives in this war. This is the first time Ukraine has admitted casualties on such a large scale. This statement came during the ongoing ceasefire talks in Abu Dhabi, where the UAE and the United States are trying to prevent Europe's largest war. Although no agreement on a ceasefire has been reached, a major success came in the form of a prisoner exchange. Both countries exchanged 157 prisoners each, including individuals who had been in each other's custody for years. And this exchange is a new and strong result of U.S.-brokered negotiations. In Taiwan, there is currently unrest in Taiwan's politics. President Lai Ching-te described relations with the United States as rock solid. This statement came immediately after the Trump-Xi Jinping call, in which Xi had instructed Trump to exercise prudence. China believes that by supplying arms to Taiwan, the U.S. is playing with fire. However, Taiwan's president has made it clear that all cooperation projects, especially military training and textile exports, will continue without interruption. Taiwan is currently the world's largest semiconductor hub, so tensions there could affect the global economy. In Russia and the United States, the world is at a very dangerous turning point because the New START Treaty, which was the last agreement controlling nuclear weapons between the United States and Russia, has expired. This means there are now no legal limits on the two major atomic powers to expand their arsenals. Trump called the deal badly negotiated and demanded a modern treaty that also includes China. China has refused, saying it has far fewer nuclear weapons compared to the US and Russia. Experts fear that the expiration of this pact could start a new Cold War-style nuclear arms race, undoing 50 years of diplomatic efforts. In Nigeria, a deeply tragic report has emerged from Nigeria, where militants killed 162 innocent civilians in Kwara State. The attack was so severe that entire villages were burned and shops looted. Most of those killed were Muslims, targeted simply for refusing to follow extremist ideology. Amnesty International described this as a security failure, as forces failed to prevent the attack. On a positive note, 180 Christians who had been abducted were released, but the Nigerian government has now announced a full-scale military operation against these militant groups to restore peace in the country's northern and central regions. These were the top headlines of the past 24 hours. What are your thoughts on these events? Share them in the comments section and stay connected for more updates. Until the next video, goodbye.